puntos de vista y las opiniones expresadas en este programa son de los participantes y no reflejan necesariamente las opiniones de BronxNet o sus colaboradores.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to this special edition of Open World. I'm your host, Veronica Guity, and we have an amazing show for you today. Coming up, nonprofit organizations and hip-hop artists join forces to help rebuild the island of Puerto Rico following the devastation that Hurricane Maria left in its wake. A charity single called Never Forgot has been created to raise awareness and gain support for the cause. It will be performed live right here on our stage. Stay tuned for more Open World. Hello and welcome to this special edition of Open World. I'm your host, Veronica Guity. According to CNN, during September of last year, Hurricane Maria wreaked havoc across Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands, causing over $90 billion in damages. Thousands were left without power, homes, and food. As a result, many people have lost their lives. Just 2 days ago, Governor Ricardo Rosselló officially raised Puerto Rico's death toll from 64 to 2,975. It's been almost a year since the hurricane hit, and still the suffering continues. Volunteers and donors are crucial to the recovery of Puerto Rico, and we are excited to welcome some of the inspirational people dedicated to the cause. Artist Still a Mess and his company Mess Fam Entertainment have collaborated with Helping Hands for Puerto Rico to assist the island. Last month, they visited the island, rolled up their sleeves, and went to work. Here to tell us more, we have Nick Still a Mess Soto and Ray Collazo. Ray, did I say your last name correctly?
Collazo.
Collazo. I knew there was a little spice to that. Welcome, gentlemen. We're so happy to have you both here.
Oh, thank you for having us.
Yeah, so, before the show, we're having our conversation. And I'm just so, like I said earlier, I'm just excited to have you both here because you have taken it into your hands to help Puerto Rico and not to wait. So I just want to start off by first congratulating you and saying thank you, from the community.
Thanks for the support.
Of course.
Definitely appreciate the support.
Of course. So why don't you tell us about Helping Hands and what it is exactly?
Sure. Helping Hands for Puerto Rico was created back in October after the hurricanes hit. A few of us in Orange County, New York, community leaders, faith leaders, military members, we all got together, put our heads together, and figured what we can do from afar. We felt stagnant, so we created Helping Hands for Puerto Rico. We started by sending solar lanterns by Luminate over to the island. We were able to amass a little over 7,200 lights, and we sent it over to Puerto Rico. And then from there, we just continued doing our work. We worked with another organization, Trig House, and we helped rescue an orphanage in Barceloneta. And after the new year, we began focusing from relief efforts to rebuild the infrastructure, focusing more on education.
So, do you have family back in Puerto Rico?
Yes, I do.
And how badly were they hit with the hurricane?
Calle was hit pretty hard. Thankfully, my grandparents were okay. Nobody lives in our house in Aguadilla, so when I went to visit and help them out, we traveled to Aguadilla, and the waters went through the house, tearing everything up, and all the trees were down, but thankfully they were okay.
Now, what I love about your story, Ray, is that you didn't wait for anyone to say, you know what, we don't have enough money, we don't have enough helpers. You decided in yourself that something has happened, it's touched my heart, and I'm going to do it now. Talk about that, about having the inspiration to do this now.
I think it's a calling that sometimes we might not listen to, and I felt the calling was there, and then too many people were suffering. Family members included, and there had to be something done. And instead of waiting for later and to make these things happen, we just had to do it at that moment, because if time was wasted, then who knows what could have happened to the individuals that we impacted.
Most definitely. Now, Still a Mess, like you met Ray at an event, right? Or you saw what he was doing through social media?
Correct. We actually met at an event where an artist that he formerly managed was performing at, and we had connected. I had showed appreciation for his artistry and vice versa, and that's how the relationship began.
So what was it that inspired you to say, you know what, I need to go on and help him and what he's doing?
Well, that happened a little bit before the hurricanes hit, and what had happened was, of course, you know, when you connect with somebody, you link up on social media, and you know, the hurricanes impacted my life because I too have family there, so I was looking for ways that I can help to give back, and I guess the whole calling thing that he was saying, I kind of had the same kind of thing. And I saw that he was posting on social media, you know, that he was helping Puerto Rico, and if anybody wanted to volunteer or to help out. And, you know, I reached out to him, and, you know, we connected, and ever since then we've been, you know, on the grind to help Puerto Rico.
And so now you're on the grind, and you actually were there in June. The two of you now link up, and now you're both there in June, you know, rolling up your sleeves,
Correct.
getting with the people, helping out. Talk about the trip that just happened.
Well, there was another organization that was over there that back in March, April time period, since we didn't have boots on the ground, a friend of mine, a good friend of mine, was able to put me in connection with him. His name is Joseph Cortez, and he formed an organization over there as well called Puerto Rico Somos Gente. And what they were doing was going to different towns and providing supplies and baby food, essential needs that certain towns needed. And he was able to assist us while we weren't there, and keys to a park had been given to us to clean up. We contacted the mayor of Aguadilla, and some other individuals were able to put us in contact and give us the permissions to make things happen over there. So when we got over there in June, we had volunteers that wanted to go and help us out and clean this park so that we can give it back to the community.
And I love that. I mean, I know the people there have suffered so much, so to see people coming to help them. I know the Bronx was very involved with sending barrels of clothes and anything that was needed in the town. They were sending it down to Puerto Rico, but just to see more people coming in to help them. Talk about, you know, the contact that you made with some of the people there.
That was
How
wonderful.
was that?
Oh my goodness, wow. I say to this day, these last few trips to Puerto Rico have been the best of my experiences of my life, because it's giving back, and there's nothing like that feeling. And I don't know, even though I was in the military, this type of giving back is so different. The interaction we have with some of the citizens of Puerto Rico, the community members, the church members as well, has been nothing but gratitude, and things just happen to fall into place somehow. Things, magical things like food, places to stay, people that want to help. All of this, you know, the monies, the tractor, the lawnmower that had been, everything just happens to fall into place somehow, some way, just walking blindly almost.
Yeah, yeah.
I gotta say, it was amazing being out there and seeing the people of the community and how much they appreciated us. Like, we had people that was bringing us food and cakes and refreshments and thanking us, and it was just such an amazing feeling for sure.
Now, I want to refer to your name because you've had your name Still a Mess for, you said, what, since about 2004?
Yeah, about
right?
that,
Since
yeah.
2004. Why did you decide to go with that name?
Well, I mean, I feel like it's something that accurately reflects every individual on this planet. It's my firm belief that no matter how much any of us have our lives together, we are still a mess. That's what makes us different, and you know, that those imperfections. So you know, always encourage people to embrace their mess and embrace their differences and what makes them unique and who they are.
And, you know, I was just saying, like, you know, even though I feel, first of all, I understand that, and I feel like I'm going through that too. You know, as human beings, we're constantly trying to evolve and just trying to get our life together, right? So nothing is ever perfect.
Right.
But Puerto Rico has been looked at as an island where people go on vacation and they had a great time. And, you know, but now that this devastation has happened, the island needs us more than ever. And as we were talking earlier, you know, there was a lot of coverage on Puerto Rico, but now maybe we don't see it as much in the media, but you want to let people know that the island is still a mess, that they still need your attention.
Indeed, indeed, absolutely. Puerto Rico is still a mess right now.
And like, talk about, I mean, are there people still living without electricity? Still people suffering without homes, correct?
When I was just there in just a couple weeks ago, I was going to different areas that Joseph had impacted, and we were able to, provide some supplies to them as well. There's people living in solar homes. Their homes are still not reconstructed. There's people that still haven't received the materials from FEMA to fix their roofs. There's still people with roofs that have blue tarps, which mean their ceilings, their roofs are not safe enough from rain. So these blue tarps are supposed to prevent leaks and whatnot. So in regards to that aspect, yes, people still need a lot of assistance, and all of the power hasn't been provided to the light. There's still highways that don't have electricity for the lampposts.
Wow.
So you're driving, with your headlights, whatnot, but that's what those posts are there for, to provide that additional light.
So how can the community lend their hand for Helping Hands?
They can go to helpinghandsforpuertorico.org and follow the GoFundMe link on there, and they can follow us on Facebook. They can follow MESFAM Entertainment on Facebook as well as the website mesfam.com, and they can email us info@helpinghandsforpuertorico.org. I'm sorry.
And you've only been around, this organization started last year.
Last year, October.
Right?
Yes.
And so it was just a need that you saw that needed to be fulfilled.
Correct.
And I think a lot of people, what it is that they want to help, but they just don't know how. So I love that you're providing that platform and making it easy for someone to just go on the website. And even some people say, oh, I don't have enough money, but what, $10, I'm sure can go a long way.
Absolutely.
Right, indeed, for sure.
All right, I don't want you guys to go anywhere because we're gonna talk about how the hip hop aspect works in with all this. So we have to take a quick break, but when we return, Stillames is gonna tell us about the charity single that he has created to help Puerto Rico. Don't go anywhere.
Music is a bridge between the material and the spiritual. As a blind person, you have to be aware that nobody can tell you what you can or can't do. You really have to try things. My wife, who was also blind, was a good cook. When she died, that's when I started Meals on Wheels. My name is Harvey Lauer. America, let's do lunch.
Drop off a hot meal and say hello. Volunteer by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
Welcome back. This is Open World. Today we're discussing the overwhelming adversity the citizens of Puerto Rico continue to face since Hurricane Maria and the wonderful people dedicated to its recovery. Hip-hop artist Stillames joins us in the studio to tell us how they are contributing to the cause. Welcome back. And we also have Ray, can't forget about Ray from Helping Hands as well. So talk about the hip-hop aspect of all this, how you're infusing it to get the message across to everyone.
Right. Our whole focus for this whole movement with Helping Hands for Puerto Rico and MESFAM is to help the education system and the infrastructure of Puerto Rico. Now, of course, there's still people that need fixes on their house and everything like that, and as Ray was saying, there's tarps. But the problem goes a lot deeper. Due to supposed depopulation, they closed 222 schools in Puerto Rico, which is actually 1/3 of the schools in Puerto Rico.
Wow.
So the Proud Fest mission is to actually help the education system in Puerto Rico. So what we did was we opened a GoFundMe account to get donations for the education system in Puerto Rico, and to put together this event called the Proud Fest to raise awareness, and to also to give out school supplies and backpacks and things like that to the kids in Puerto Rico. In Aguadilla, that's where we're going to be having it, and at the actual park that we went to clean up in June.
Wonderful.
Correct.
So Proud Fest is going to be a big concert. It's a
Correct.
live concert with artists. Is it going to be local artists coming from the Bronx?
It's gonna. Well, we're probably gonna have. We do have some people coming from this side, but we're gonna also have artists from Puerto Rico. We're gonna focus on artists from Puerto Rico going over there and performing as well.
Now, this is under your label, right? Mess
Correct.
Fam Entertainment.
Under
Talk
Mess-
about Mess Fam Entertainment.
Correct. What we actually just did. And I know you asked about the charity single.
Yes.
And for this whole Proud Fest, I just wanted to, that's the reason why I wanted to bring the Proud Fest up. We created a song produced by Herb Middleton. It's called Never Forgot. It features myself and 5 other artists, Will Porter, Fee Blue, Danelia, T. Honey, and Castro. And basically 100% of the sales proceeds from this record are going to be donated to our mission to Puerto Rico and what we're doing with the Proud Fest.
So that's the importance of creating the charity single. I'm guessing that's why you decided to get everyone together.
Correct.
To help to put the word out there.
Yes. So we basically, we all came together to create this single, and it's such an awesome single. And we basically all poured out our hearts on this production that Herb Middleton made about how we feel about Puerto Rico, and and just letting people know that we never forgot.
Was it emotional for you when you were writing the lyrics to the song?
Absolutely, because I got a chance to actually sit down and reflect about kind of like being in Puerto Rico and, as a kid and whatnot, and how I felt and what Puerto Rico actually meant to me.
Of course. And so, Ray, about Proud Fest, I mean, what does this mean for you? I know you're not a hip hop artist, but you have your part in there as well. Talk about how you're involved.
Absolutely. This runs deep within me because when I was a child, the first school I attended was in Puerto Rico, in Aguadilla, and actually that school's been closed down.
Wow.
So the children in my barrio, which is Barrio Guerrero, they have to travel further now. So this is meant to impact the education system that I started with, and make it better than what it is, and somehow include some type of something else for the future, what have you. But through this Proud Fest is how we'll be able to impact these children, these students, and give them some laptops that had been donated to us, things of that nature.
Definitely.
As well as a scholarship that has been presented by a foundation in Puerto Rico as well.
Now, the scholarship program, how many students are going to be benefiting from it?
Just one student.
Okay, so it's going to be one student every year?
Yes,
that you're trying to do?
every year with the Proud Fest, correct.
That's excellent. And I had no idea that so many schools have been shut down.
Yeah,
we hear about the businesses that have been affected, the homes, but I don't think we're hearing a lot about the children that are being affected through their education. So I love that you're presenting the scholarship and that the money is going to be going towards that.
Right.
What other goals do you have for Helping Hands for Puerto Rico and ties with Mess Fam?
Well, we plan on actually restoring and reopening abandoned schools. That's our number one priority, and we're actually going to be reopening them with Montessori programs courtesy of Instituto Nueva Escuela, and then they're going to be free and public to the kids of Puerto Rico. That's our number one priority right now.
That's amazing. So providing, not only providing education, but also providing people with jobs again, because I'm guessing a lot of teachers, right? A lot of teachers have lost their jobs, and
Yes.
so now it's getting them back into it. So that's amazing work that you all are doing. And about the single, about bringing everyone together, when you were doing that in the studio, just talk about the camaraderie that was involved in the studio when you all were recording. That feel that you all had in there.
Well, That's an interesting question because everybody kind of recorded their verses separately because each one of these artists are in different places, different states. I think me and Will Porter are the only ones that are actually from New York. I believe Castro is from Seattle and he recorded his part out there. T. Honey is from Connecticut, and Danelia, I forget where she's from.
Okay.
Oh, and Fee Blue from Virginia.
Okay. But you all will be meeting in December.
Correct.
Right? That's when the event is happening in
Yeah.
December. Now, is everyone invited? Like if people from the
Absolutely.
Bronx wanted to go to Puerto Rico for this concert,
Absolutely.
how can they find out more information about it?
Proudfest.com.
Yep. Correct. All the information is on proudfest.com.
And each of our Facebook pages as well.
And they can
Absolutely.
also donate to the page as well.
Correct. And of course, spread awareness.
Of course. It's so important to still spread awareness even when you're not hearing about it. This, like I said, like you said, like this is still a mess. There still needs to be the attention. So you guys, thank you so much for that. We're about to hear this song. I'm very excited to hear about it, but we have to take a quick break. And when we return, we're going to hear the song Never Forgot, but here's a quick preview of it. Take a listen.
Nothing like your grandmother cooking on that stove. Eating arroz con pollo while you playing domino.
Every time I hear the alarm bell go off in school, I think it's an air raid.
A lot of houses in our neighborhood have been destroyed. I like to close my ears and sing songs whenever the bombs come close.
I'm worried our new neighbors won't like us.
But I know it's all gonna be worth it. I just want my family to be safe. But these are not my words.
These are not my words.
These are not my words.
Welcome back. Here to perform Never Forgot, the single dedicated to Puerto Rico and produced by multi-Grammy nominated legend Herb Middleton. Put your hands together for Still a Mess and Veg.
Hey! Hey! Trying to tell y'all, man, we here. Puerto Rico. Hey, hey, a Puerto Rico. Hey, hey, a Puerto Rico. Yeah. What's really good, everybody? My name is Still a Mess. That's right. Big shout out to Herb Middleton who produced this record. Let's get it. Let's do it. Let's go.
Nothing like your grandmother cooking on that stove.
Yeah.
Eating arroz con pollo
What you doing?
while they playing domino.
Woo!
I reminisce about how it all was before the hurricanes hit and we was left in the dust.
Woo!
Now we watching paper towel rolls flying by us, feeling like we ain't got no hope, like where the love.
Hey!
Yo, I'ma take this time out right now to
tell you about our mission. Right. All you have to do is go to messfam.com or proudfest.com and see what we're doing. If you want to donate, go to gofundme.com/messfampr. Donate. You know what I mean? We on that mission right now to make Puerto Rico better. Let's get it. Word. Let's go. Shout out to people on the hook. Puerto Rico. Hey, hey, Puerto Rico. Hey, hey, Puerto Rico. Never forgot, producer Herb Middleton. For my Boricuas. You know what I'm saying? All my people out there still struggling. Let's get it. Puerto Rico, we're here for you. Let's do it. I want to see your hands in the air right now. Hey, hey, hey. And if you support Puerto Rico, and you know that Puerto Rico is a part of the United States. That's right. Put your hands up. Put your heads up. Put your heads up. Put your heads up. Keep them up. What's up, dog? Yo. We gon' turn up to reggaeton like we used to. Party all night in La Playa just like we used to. We gon' make sure all the kids get some new tools. Educate them right, we gon' hit them off with some new juice. What else? Both hands in the sky for Puerto Rico. Yeah. We took a hit, but we are far from finito. Yeah. We gon' put out the word and let the streets know ain't nobody gon' stop our shine. It's for my people. Yeah. Yeah. Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico. Everybody come out and donate. You know what I'm saying? Keep your hands up. Best Fam Entertainment. Puerto Rico. Hey, let's get it, baby. Let's go. Best Fam.
Thank you so much, guys. Thank you. Thank you, Veg. Welcome to the show. Unfortunately, that's all we have, but you may not be able to go to ProudFest, but you could definitely help out. Just log on to messfam.com. Ray, come back on the set and join us. We want to thank you both so much again. You're doing wonderful work, and just continue on. Love what you're doing, so thank you all so much. That's all we have here for this edition of Open World. Be sure to check out more episodes and shows at BronxNet.tv. Until next time, I'm Veronica Guity. Remember to always let your light shine. Let's play that track one more time. All right, guys.
Put your hands up. Up, keep them up, high, put your hands up. Still a mess. Big shout out to my brother Ray Collazo, helping hands for Puerto Rico, baby. Yeah. Sorry.
Nothing like your grandmother
cooking on that stove.